Jane, I know you've been raising for a long time this issue of the Labor movement on parent visas. We know there's 100,000 would-be older people who want to come here and migrate to Australia, brought in by their younger children who have emigrated themselves to Australia. As I said, we know it's 100,000. The Libs want to cap the number that can come in at any time temporarily at 15,000 per annum. Labor have said, we don't need a cap. They all can come. Well, James Morrow, the Daily Tele's done a bit of analysis, and out of the top 20 electorates with high rates of people born overseas who are likely to bring in parents or want to bring in parents, lo and behold, 14 of the 20 seats happen to be in Sydney, likely in seats that will be hotly contested in this election.
Who would have thunk it, Peter? Who would have thunk it? But then you'll find that the rest of them are mostly down in Melbourne. So this is a blatant political play, but it is also a really disturbing one, because what it's doing, Peter, is it is absolutely subverting and inverting the entire purpose of our skilled immigration program, which we've had run for successfully for years and years and years. And that idea is that we bring in younger people who will spend their lifetimes earning and contributing here in Australia. And this turns that around so that now actually you bring people in who will, on one level or another, even if they're paid for by the people who bring them in, will still be a burden on hospital beds, on roads, on water supplies, on housing, on everything else. So it's a complete subversion of the immigration program that we've enjoyed successfully for years. And I think it's a really dangerous game for Labor to play, because it's going to be about undermining the trust that people have in a system that has worked well, and to turn it into something that's just about nakedly grabbing for votes. Tomorrow we're going to have some more information from Bob Birrell, the population researcher, who's got a report coming out tomorrow. And the numbers that we're talking about potentially coming in off of this are just staggering.
Jane, it sort of stinks, doesn't it, that we are happy to bring in people that have paid taxes elsewhere, not here in Australia, to finish off their life in comfort. But our own people who have paid taxes here, we're hitting hard, or Labor wants to hit hard, with these franking credit changes.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this policy is extraordinary, though. There's 100,000 people on that wait list, Peter. When you go into the detail and you look at it, James mentioned some of those issues. There's also the issue of congestion, and I think it's a very clever political play. But those seats in Western Sydney that are already heaving with booming populations over the last decade will really be put under enormous pressure if you have all of these parents coming to Australia, and they don't need to leave Australia as they do under the current coalition policy. They don't need to leave to renew that visa. They can do it cheaper, and they can do it within Australia. They're making it very, very easy. And while it's a good election technique, what's it going to be like when all of these people arrive to stay with their families? It's going to be extremely, extremely congested.